Peregrinos, where are you?
We're here.
Yes.
I decided I'm going to put my Camino right here.
Josh.
We will let you, we'll drag you.
We will. Hey everybody, this is Em and you are watching Walking with Em. This was us, me, Josh, Margaret and Jess walking into Santiago not so long ago, October last year, 2024. And this is what we were wearing. It's a packing video, so I thought that I would precursor it by showing a little bit about the gear that we had on us. And may I just say that I am incredibly excited to present to you the Camino Portugués video right now. But I just thought I'd play a little bit of a flashback to know and show you what I wore, where I've been, and to see if this upcoming Camino Portugués will be any different in terms of the gear. I don't think so, but I have a feeling that it might end up being a little bit more, only because I'm allowing myself to bring a few more luxury items, I suppose you can say, because I know with lived experience I can carry 7.5 kg on me and survive 41 days of 800 kilometers walking. So there you have it. Anyways, let's cue up the video now. Good morning guys, this is Em and this is Walk with Em. Thanks so much for coming back to my channel. I'm so excited about making this video for you guys because not only is it going to help you hopefully, but it also helps me in distilling what I'm going to pack for my Camino Portugués. So let's launch right in. First things first, of course you need a backpack. One of the most important piece of equipment you're going to be bringing. So I'm bringing my trusty Osprey Tempest 30. Now this backpack walked with me right across the Camino Francés, which is 800 kilometers. I like it because it's made, I think, for women, slightly sort of lighter, a little bit slimmer, and for 30 liters it's all you need. I mean, I went for 41 days and it was more than enough to carry all of my stuff. On this backpack it's got one of these kind of backing that allows air to escape, so it's a bit of a mesh thing here with a bit of a board, so there's a bit of, I guess, distance between the back and the backpack. And it has little hooks here that you can put your carabiners. This is a bottle holder, as well as a separate compartment for your water bladder should you want to take one. It's got two pockets on the sides, mesh pockets, a couple of carabiners here, and then a front mesh pocket, which is where I put a separately sold backpack cover for the rain, to protect from the rain, and I just leave it here. So yeah, it's a really good backpack. You will see heaps of it on my Camino Francés. There's a playlist here, and yeah, and oh yeah, the good thing about this is that it's got a really wide hip belt, and there are two pockets on the sides on this hip belt as well, which is very useful for putting in lip balm, sunscreen, hair ties, anything at all, you know, rocks that you may pick along the way. Not that you would pick up too many. Inside the bag is where the brain is another pocket where there are little sort of hooks that you can put your house keys so that it doesn't get lost, because you got to get back inside. And then on the back of this brain there is also another pocket. So yeah, so that's my backpack, okay, and it served me really well. I can't complain. The Osprey does make pretty good backpacks. I'm not sponsored by them. I would love for them, or somebody, an outdoor gear people, to sponsor me, because I can make a lot of content to support, but I'm not sponsored from them. But I do say that this is a really good backpack. Okay, the next item that's going to be packed with me, of course, are my walking shoes. So I have decided to bring the Ultra Lone Peaks, and I sized up, and yeah, these are going to be my Camino Portugués shoes. I made a separate video about this, so go check it out on my playlist. but they're light. It's zero drop shoes, white toe box, and it's different to my Camino Francés shoes. Same company, different model. This one has got a thinner, not as high a sole, which it could be good and bad. I hear there's a lot of cobble street on the Camino Portugués, but I found that with my ultras, I probably didn't need so much padding, and sometimes because it's quite high, it's a little bit unstable, but that's a personal thing. So definitely check out your shoes, but these are the shoes that I'm going to be bringing on the Camino Portugués. I also going to be bringing a pair of Merrell. These shoes will help me relax my feet after a day's walk. So as soon as you get to an albergue, you would put these on. They are also my shower shoes as well, because you don't want to be walking bare feet into those backpackers accommodation called the albergues. So yeah, shower shoes goes on, and then they take me to town for dinner and things like that too. So they're the shoes. Of course, hand in hand with shoes are the socks. So I'm going to be bringing 3 pairs of socks. They are all happen to be, actually 2 pairs are the Ingenie socks, and I actually use this pair a lot on the Camino Francés, and I really love them. They have the ones with all the toes, and this one, the Ingenie, is quite thick. It's made out of merino wool, and I really love this. Unfortunately, one of them has a hole, so I am debating whether I should just, sew it up or just buy a new pair, but they're pretty expensive. I think these retail for about $30 a pair, merino wool. So yeah, so it will be 3 pairs of socks, 2 pairs of Ingenie. This one's slightly thinner, and I'm going to see how these goes, but you can buy socks along the way, so I'm not too worried about that. But I only wear toe socks when I'm hiking. And then I've also was given a pair of Creepers socks, again merino wool. Not as good a quality, I don't think, at the moment as the Ingenie, because you're starting to get them fraying, so I just don't know how well they will last, but they're pretty comfortable. So yeah, so 3 pairs of hiking, or 3 pairs of socks in my pack list. Now let's talk about what's going to be on my head. Okay, so hats are really important because if you're walking on the Camino, there's going to be a lot of sun. You're going to spend about 8 hours outside. So a hat to protect you from sunburned and keep you warm and shaded is really important. So I have decided to bring 2 hats, and that might be a bit too many, but there's a reason, and I'll tell you why in a second. But the hats that I bought, the only hat that I brought along with me on the Camino Francés was this hat here. It's an old hat, a baseball cap. I really like the colorways, that's why I bring it with me, but it's getting a bit old, so I might replace this with a darker color cap. But this is the cap that I'm going to bring to do the walking. But there are going to be, and this is mainly for in the morning when you set off and you want to keep your head a little bit warm. But there are days when you're going to be walking and it's really, really, really sunny. So you might want something a little bit more substantial than a baseball cap, in which case a bucket hat or a sun hat of sort. Now, I lost my hat, my really cool linen lined hat, and I'm still sore about it on the Camino Francés. So this one is going to be a very poor substitute. But I think, yeah, between these two, I've got some kind of a hat to protect myself. Now, it might be that I might just forget about this if I really want to pack light and just go for this. Okay, so hats is really important. Equally important, I'm sure, is also sun protection for the eye. So serious walking is going to be my little mirrored wraparound sporty sunnies like this. And when I get into town and I want to be a little bit fashion, a little bit of this, drink my vermouth, and be a bit fashion. So 2 pairs of sunglasses. I'm a bit of a sunglass girl, and they don't weigh very much, and yeah, I'm probably going to end up losing one of them, so I bring 2. So that's that. Now let's talk about clothes. So for clothes, I am bringing 2 tops, a rain jacket, a pair of walking shorts, one long pants, and that's pretty much the gist of it. Oh, hang on, what's that? It's a doorbell. I'm bringing a third top. It's just arrived and I'm excited because I've been wanting this for a long time. Oh! And it's a sun hoodie. We'll chat about this in a second. Starting off with the walking pants. So I'm gonna bring my sort of running, not that I run, so sad, but the Nike shorts. They're not of any particular, make that you need to get. It's just a pair of lightweight shorts. And I think these might be men's because it's got those, lining underneath, which I think is kind of nice because you don't have to wear underpants, you can just put these on and walk. So they're nice length. I choose these pair because they're a little bit longer than my Camino Francés, and I just thought that maybe this would be better. Then I have a moisture wicking activewear short sleeve t-shirt, so that's really good for if you want to be cool. I know it's black, but I can't seem to find anything that I like that is not black at the moment. Then my other top is a merino wool black top, long sleeve, which I can wear on top of my short sleeve if the weather gets a bit cooler. But basically it's a hoodie that is going to cover me, and it's got little thumb holes and it's a great color. I love it. And thumb holes. And my long pants, last time I bought a pair of running lightweight tracksuit bottoms, but this time I'm just going to bring a pair of very lightweight cotton pants, which can be a bit nicer when you just decide to go into town with this and a top. And for sleeping and for going into town, because you want to have multi-purpose use for your clothes, I found this little sort of lightweight dress in a shop somewhere. It's not something that is amazingly expensive, but yeah, it's just going to be a little top that I can just wear just to get out of my walking clothes. A really important piece of gear is the rain jacket, and I'm very grateful to have found this jacket. It is the North Face Summit Series. It is super light. It's a beautiful color. It's got a really cool hat feature, which then you can wear a cap underneath and still be able to hook onto this and the hood. It's great. So I'll model all of these a bit later so that you can see what it's going to look like. So that's the clothes. And then of course, when you're walking, you're going to be sweating. So it's always a good idea to have a lightweight sort of what they call a boof, which you just wear like this. Okay, and it's got a lot of uses. You can get this all over the Camino Trail. Lots of villages have them. And then if you're like wanting to get your hair out of your face, you can do this. Or, you don't want to wear around your neck, you can just do this. Or it's really also good to tie poles together when at the end of the day and making sure that it doesn't separate, so that in the morning you just grab them again, because you have to put your poles at the reception when you go in. You can't bring them to your bunks most of the time. So I think, this is the one I got in the Camino Francés. I'm just going to bring another one, which is, another kind of, is a ski buff. But it's more of a summer ski, I think, because it's quite light. And yeah, so this way I've got two, and I think that would be really, really good. So that's the clothes. Now, in terms of the undergarments, I'm bringing 2 sports bras, one dark, one light, and also 3 pairs of underpants. One to wash, one to dry, and you just need 3. And in terms of bum bag, which is really important too, and for 2 reasons. One, it keeps all your valuables close to you, because you don't want to be carrying your backpack everywhere, so all your valuables goes into this bum bag. I actually got this from Decathlon. It's quite a similar size to the one that I bought on the Camino Francés, but that one's a bit manky now, so I just thought I would tie that one. And this one has a very similar makeup. Doesn't have as many compartments either, but I've got a trick with that, which I'll show you later. But there's a zip on the top here, which you can put your passport your Compostela, which fits by the way, and your money and credit card, okay? So that it goes behind like this, and then you can zip it up. And then at the front here, you can put in your phone, pretend it's the phone, your sunscreen, and maybe your lip balm, okay, as a suggestions. All your valuables and all your essentials for the day, so that you can just, you know, dump the bag at the cafes or at the reception when you sign in, and then you can just take this out to town without any fear of losing all your valuables. So that's the state of my bum bag, and I really like this. It was on sale at Decathlon for $18. Yeah, so it's quite robust, and I think it's slightly bigger than my old one, but I'm really happy with this because at least my Compostela fits. Last time it had to sit on the brain of my backpack because I couldn't fit it in. But yeah, so that's the bum bag, really important piece of gear. Next, okay guys, now we're going to talk about foot care, because that's a really important thing on the Camino with such, you know, daily assault on your feet. So every time before I set off in the morning, before I put on my socks, I would rub my feet and toes with Knock. Now, this is an anti-blister lotion for feet, and I think you can only get this in Europe. I got this in Paris, and as you can see, it's finished, but I have heard from a really good source, a really helpful friend who lives in Europe, that I can actually get it in Porto. So I'll be picking one of these up at the pharmacy when I get there. If you don't have this, you don't have to have it. People use Vaseline. The reason why I don't use Vaseline is because it's petroleum based, and I think when you're, you know, walking a lot and rubbing your feet, it might just create a bit of heat. So I use Knock, but this is not sponsored, and this is just a preference. So I put on an anti-blister or a lotion like Vaseline before I put on my socks, before I set off in the morning. When you get a blister or you feel like a hot spot, like something's about to happen, do take care of it immediately. And normally what I do is I would put on, if I have a hot spot in the middle of the trail, I would just cut a little bit of tape. So this is like sports tape. It's quite thin. It's like second skin really, but not quite, a bit rougher. And then I would just put that over the hot spot. If it aggravates even further, I might also put a little bit of what they call hiker's wool, and you can get this at any sort of outdoor store. Well, some of them don't stock it, but this is what they call lamb's wool, and it's hiker's wool, and it's got lanolin, I think, so which you can then, you know, when you use it, wrap it around your toes or something, it would help to lubricate it and moisten it, and therefore hopefully prevent chafing and blistering. So I haven't had to use this really when I was on the Camino Francés, maybe once, but yeah, it comes in handy. It's really light, they say weighs nothing, but be careful about that saying. And then I've got some KT tape or sports tape, and some bandages as well for the feet, as well as a full size nail clippers, because you're gonna need to make sure that your toes stay trimmed, and they grow, so just be careful of that. And of course they grow, but you know, like just keep them trimmed so it doesn't rip your shoes and cause you any issues, because there's a lot of incline as well. And a pair of scissors. Before I forget, needle and thread to pop those blisters. So that's the feet care management side of it. In terms of toiletries, it's really, again, quite simple. A full-size toothbrush, because there's no difference between, you know, a travel size and a full size. It's better for gripping, something just to protect the head. You know, small tube of toothpaste. I went through the whole thing for the Camino Francés, but it was 41 days. Also, I took with me some, we call it lotion, which is not here at the moment. Hang on a second. My insights from the Camino Francés is that I actually do need something that's nurturing for my skin at the end of the day. So I am going to bring a small tube of face cream, and then in the morning I would then put on my sunscreen. So these together would be my skincare regime. And then, you know, because I'm vain, I did bring a little bit of a, what you call shoot, what is this thing called? Yes. For my hair, I'm going to use the soap that I'm going to use for my body and also for my face. And that's just a tea tree block of soap, which I found at a chemist, and I just cut it in half. Tea tree is really good for keeping away things like bed bugs. And the trick is to get one of these Matador soap case. Okay, it's a bit pricey, but you know, you can get a bit of soap and put it in here. It will just last you the entire trip. I think this might have been left over from the Camino Francés. And this soap drying thing is fantastic to make sure that the soap doesn't go all slimy. Because if you put it into a Ziploc bag, it might be okay. I just thought that this was really helpful because it dries up the soap, and then when you use it, it's not so unpleasant. And then I also have a conditioner as well, because whilst I can handle washing my hair with the soap, I'm gonna get some conditioner with me. So that's the toiletry part. I also bought some floss and a comb. So this is a comb that I got from the Camino Francés. I think I got this in Astorga. I lost my comb probably like in at the end of Zubiri, and then I met Margaret in Logroño, and she got me a comb there, which was so nice of her, and then I lost it, and then it was only Astorga that I got another comb, so this is it. So for the lips, I may have mentioned that, you know, to go with my sunscreen, I put on a 50 plus lip balm, but because I'm vain, in the evening, at night, maybe, I might just put on a little tub of tinted Vaseline for the lips, but I think that might not be strong enough for my colouring, and so if I want to look nice going out after the hike, I might bring a small tub of lipstick, but I don't have that with me at the moment to show you. Yeah, so that would make up pretty much my toiletries. Oh, and also an eyeliner. I also, of course, bring deodorant because that's really important. And for my hair, I may have or may not have mentioned, but just 3 elastics. I usually wear pigtails to keep hair out of my face. So that's 1, 2, and then I always have a 3rd on my arm. I never seem to lose it. In terms of laundry, I bought before washing powder. Some people use laundry sheets, but I found myself losing them. So I just got myself a small bottle of the Cedar Summit wash, wilderness wash, and you can wash, it's multi-purpose. Pegs for hanging of laundry, and of course my reading glasses, because unfortunately I'm of that certain age and I need to wear glasses to read. Did I mention my towel? This is a microfiber towel. It's only small. It's not, you know, you can probably get bigger, but I don't think you need anything bigger. So, but it's up to you, of course. In terms of medication, well, first of all, I mentioned that we've got Band-Aids already, and the scissors to cut tape and things like that. But medication, I have a little first aid kit, and there's usually things like cough drops, which is really important, ibuprofen, Panadol, Imodium, flu tablets, and just, you know, just things that you might need. And I might also bring some eye drop as well. There's so many chemists and pharmacies in Europe along the Camino Trail in Portugal, I'm sure, as well as in Spain. So you don't need to overpack on the medication front, but enough just to get you by until you get to the doctor if you need to, and things like that. Technology-wise, I'm bringing this European charger, and it's got these ports for all of my gear need, my phone especially. And instead of bringing, you know, obviously the thick heavy thing that you use to plug in at home, it's just the cable for your phone and the charger. nice and bright and yellow so you don't forget it. I also would bring some earbuds or earphones, and not the AirPods because then you have to charge them, so just the old-fashioned one. In terms of going for a wee in the wild, like sometimes you walk long days and you might not be able to find a toilet, the solution to that is just to bring some tissue and some wet wipes, and I have also packed in my backpack a couple of doggy poo bags, so that, you know, if you're a woman, you're going to need to, you know, use tissue, or you're doing number 2, wet wipes, and you would just then pick up all your rubbish at the end of your session, chuck it into the doggy bag, and then drop it off at the rubbish bin when you check into the albergue at the end of the stage. That's kind of pretty important, guys, just to not put any rubbish on the trail. Now, I can totally recommend Ziploc bags, because all of these gear is going to go into, you know, little bags, into another bag to keep them waterproof and safe, and together, organized. But I also have the Cedar Summit. I think this could be like, what is this? Maybe a 5 litre? Not too sure. Anyway, these are called dry bags, and you just put all your clothes in here. This is for my clothes. And I've got one for my sleeping bag, which is really important, and the other one is all for all my tech gear, just to keep them all dry, because, you know, the torrential rain in Galicia especially is quite famous, which you are gonna love. That's it at the moment. I think I've covered everything. Oh yes, so hydration, I use a camel bag, which goes at the back of my backpack in a separate compartment, and basically, you know, you fill it in, and then you lock it, and then this thing here, you lock it, and then this thing here is where you drink. And this I usually fill just half, because it's easy to put in to the backpack, 1 litre. And then I have bought myself another bottle, hopefully it's light, and where I would just do half again, and I would then just put some hydrolytes. This is for the bigger, longer days. Which is really helpful. You don't want to put hydrolytes in your camel bag, if that makes sense. Did I talk about perhaps using a bit of eucalyptus oil? I decant this into eucalyptus oil. I decant it into a little spray bottle. I love the smell of eucalyptus. And I sprayed on my sleeping bag. Oh, sleeping bag, that's really important. For my sleep system this time, I've decided to forego my sleeping liner because I felt a little bit cold last time with the Camino Francés. And I got the North Face on sale sleeping bag. It's super light. This one, it's not the best color, but that's okay. Oh, it's all right. And let me see, what is it called? Oh my gosh, it's the Gold Kazoo 35 degrees. I'm not too sure. Anyway, this is going to be my sleeping bag. It's a little bit heavier than my sleep liner, but I think I can handle it, having had lived experience of what I managed to carry on the Camino Francés. Also, don't forget earplugs. It is infamous that the albergues at the accommodations, you're going to be sharing sleeping arrangements with other pilgrims, and there will be snorers, so some earplugs would be great. And a little light shopping bag, because you want to be able to go to town and buy next day's lunch, especially if your stage doesn't have a cafe, but there's a supermarket where you stay the night before. Grab some jamon, maybe some cheese, and just bring it for lunch the next day. I just wanted to make sure that I prepare as well as I could today, so that you have all the insights into what I will be bringing. I hope that was really helpful. Remember, pack light, decant as much as you can, small samples, small things, so that you're not weighing you down, because I tell you what, if your bag is really heavy, it's going to be demoralizing. So just keep the pack really light. Remember, you don't need to carry heaps and heaps of stuff. There's things along the way that you can purchase if you need to refill them. If you are struggling, you have injuries, send your bag on. I'm lucky that I can manage, but I normally try and keep mine to about 7 kg. I will weigh this and let you know how much my gear is going to be, but I know for my Camino Francés, I landed at 7 kilograms, meaning that all my gear was like 5.5, except for when I put in water and some snacks, it adds up to 7 kilograms, and that is the weight that I can comfortably carry. I wouldn't carry any more than that. All right, so if you enjoyed this video, please give me a like and share the video, and importantly, please subscribe. It won't cost you anything. You may need to just register for a YouTube account if you don't have one, and just subscribe for me, because I would really love that encouragement to help my channel grow. And I look forward to bringing you more videos from the pilgrimage, the Camino Portugués, which I will be on in a couple of weeks. So until then, I might post a few more videos, but if there's any questions, pop them down, have a chat amongst yourselves. If I have missed out on anything, just let me know. Yeah, feel free to give me some more advice, and yeah, please subscribe, and remember, keep walking, and looking forward to the next time. Buen Camino. Thanks for watching. Bye for now. And don't forget your walking poles or your trekking poles and a torch.